Okay, this is looking nice. Yeah, I like these arm shapes in particular. They look good. Um, just kind of going back and forth to the reference here. One thing I notice is the curve. The whole chair seems to kind of curve back a little bit more than yours seems a bit more straight here, and I feel like the whole thing can curve back. Um, one kind of cool tool for that, I'll try and do it with all of these little rivets or whatever those are, is the Nonlinear Deformer tool. So if I go to Deform, Nonlinear Bend, and then I get this line here, you see, and then if I go in the channel box and I click on curvature, so it's oriented the wrong way right now. So I'm going to rotate it around, E for rotate. If I hold down E and then click with my left mouse, I get this menu, and if I go to Discrete Rotate and check that on, it'll it'll kind of keep it to 15-degree increments. And now that it's rotated, it's curving the way I want it, but it's doing too much of the, we don't want to affect the bottom, we just want to really do the top for the most part. Maybe we could go a little bit lower, but then I can extend the high bound, which is the top of this. If I hold down the control key, I can do that a little more smoothly. But then if I want to change the low bound too, so I'm affecting less of the bottom here, maybe none of it. Okay, now I'm going to try to use the curvature. See, I can just bend that whole thing back more. Maybe that's too far, but you can adjust it to taste, and to me that's a little bit more like what you had going on there. I might have gone too far with it, but you get the idea. Yeah, I have a feeling that these are all manually placed. One thing I'm noticing is this kind of bulges out, and you didn't quite do that, so I might take these faces. I'm just holding out Shift and double clicking, Control E for extrude, and then pull those. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Pull those out a bit, maybe scale it in a little bit. Maybe more. Maybe like that. Of course, you then have to adjust these things. But I think you want that kind of bulge in there. Do you have those things all in a group or tax? Yeah, okay. Oh, I see. There's different sets of them. Wow. Seems like a lot. Okay. So I'm wondering how you did these because they sort of looked fairly manually placed, and I was just going to say that if you did do it manually, it's a good opportunity for duplicate special. But I'm just looking at the spacing it seems uneven. So I'm just hitting the up arrow to get all of those, and I'm just going to delete out these guys. It'll take a minute to get the right distance, but let's see. I'm going to just freeze transformations, modify freeze transformations just to put that at 0. And then I'm just going to move this. I'm just going to duplicate one of these and move this over to, let's say we want it to be that far apart. So that's minus 0.162. Okay? So then what I'll do is I'll take this one and I'll do edit, duplicate special options, and that was in the x direction. I think we said minus 0.162, and then I can do, I don't know how many of it is, 30 or something. Oh, what? I went the wrong direction. How did I manage that? Edit, duplicate, special options. Okay. Yeah, I've got it. Oh, that was a pretty good guess. Maybe just one extra. So now, see how they're all uniform distance apart. And Apple will probably speed up the work too. And what I was going to say similarly for these, well, maybe let's look at these as an example. Just right mouse click, reveal selected. I'm going to click on this to open it up. Wait, no, that's not. Is that? Yeah, okay. Wait, which one is that? That's the last one. Okay. I'm just going to delete all of them, but and so obviously this, with the curvature of the chair, this is not going to go as nicely as the other thing did. But I would still use duplicate special to at least get the vertical distance uniform. So I'm going to, again, freeze transformation, modify, freeze transformation. Wait, does that elongate it or something? Why is that one elongated? I'm just going to undo a few steps, because are all of these like that? Oh. I sort of liked it better as sphere, but okay, well, let's just stick with that then, since that's how you had it. So, yeah, maybe I'll just start with that one. So again, I'll freeze transformation on that, modify, freeze transformation just to 0. There must be something on here. So I'm just going to unparent this right now, Shift P, to get rid of that stuff on that group, and get rid of that group now. Okay. And yeah, now I'll freeze transformation and won't do that jump thing because it. What? Oh, maybe because of the bend thing. Alright, well, let's delete history on this. Alt-Shift-D, or edit, delete by type history. I think that's why it's doing that. And now we'll let it freeze transformation. Okay, so I had to delete history first. Okay, now duplicate just one of them, and I'll just look at this in wireframe, and again, just choose my vertical spacing only in this case, which will be, okay, 0.225. So I'll take this one, edit, duplicate special options, edit, reset. In the Y direction, we say minus 0.225, and again, I'll try 30. Okay, so obviously that doesn't work, in one step, but let's group all these. What I'll do now is manually move these, but being sure to only move them in the whatever that is, the Z direction. Well, you might have to move them because of this, some of these will have to move side to side a little bit. Can I at least they'll have the same vertical spacing, but then you'll still have to move them to follow the contour of the chair. Whereas I'm guessing you just plain old manually place them all, and this at least will help. Obviously on the flatter ones, it'll just finish it for you, it'll do it. But yeah, I can see these look pretty uneven, so I'm guessing you didn't use duplicate special. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking all this looks pretty good. You sort of went a different direction with these covers. I kind of like that kind of thicker part there, whereas yours is sort of evenly, it might be as simple as kind of taking these things, using Control E, and kind of pulling that out some, and then maybe right mouse click edge, right mouse click edge, and then take this edge and move it down, something like that, and you're already kind of close to that sort of thing. Or, you can make more adjustments, look closely at the reference. That's a relatively small detail. I think the underneath stuff is good. You don't have reference for it, but I sort of picture that this would kind of indent underneath a little bit, and by that I mean, let's just isolate this real quick. It's this button right here, isolate. Just going to right mouse click, choose face, select these four, and then grow selection, which is select grow, or you can use the greater than symbol. It's like shift period, grow, 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 and then Control E for extrude, and then I'll just use W, just the regular move, so I can do compared to the world. And so this is what I was getting at. I was imagining, I think it needs to scale in a little bit first, and then Control E again, extrude again, and then W for move, and then move that up. I kind of imagine having some thing like that in the bottom, and then obviously you'd have to adjust that accordingly. It may or may not have that, but that's sort of what I was picturing, as having some edges in there. But really, overall, I think you did a really nice job in this. It's a good looking chair.